Hello artists! In today's video, I am going to be drawing in 3 YouTubers art styles. I've been pretty bored drawing in the same style over and over again, so I thought drawing in different art styles would be more refreshing. The first art style I am going to be drawing in is Love to Draw Manga. Love to Draw Manga is one of my favorite YouTubers and is actually a big inspiration for how my art is today. Her art style is a very pretty manga art style that I just really love. One of my favorite things I love about her art style is the big shiny eyes she always puts on her drawings. They are like my favorite thing and they're so pretty. All her art videos are really relaxing, and even though she doesn't do tutorials anymore, I still find them helpful. If you are looking for relaxing, inspirational videos, I recommend going to Love to Draw Manga's channel. I forgot to mention that the person I am drawing is me. Doing the line art for this drawing went pretty easily since I do my line art thin, and Love to Draw Manga also does their line art thin. To get the face right, I used one of her pictures for reference. Here is a question for all of you. Have you ever done this type of challenge before or tried a new art style? Since Love to Draw Manga doesn't use different colored ink for the line art, I just used my regular black ink pen, and that just made it a lot easier and the process quicker. Now that the line art is finally finished, we are going to move on to the coloring. If you don't know, I always erase behind my drawings to get all the pencil markings that are still behind the ink. I just feel like it makes it more neater and I feel better about my art whenever I do it. I am using a kneaded eraser. Now we can actually start the coloring. Since Love to Draw Manga usually does digital art, I wasn't really sure how to color the skin. I eventually made it kind of the way I do it, but at the same time, a bit less detailed because I used a reference from one of the pictures, and in that picture, the character did not have like much blush, like as much as I put, and like it doesn't go overload on the blending. Overall, doing the skin was fun and relaxing. The hair was also fun to do. The hair is a bit more detailed, and since Love to Draw Manga usually does digital art in her videos, it was a bit challenging for me to get the shine on the hair right, but I think I did a pretty good job considering I was doing traditional art. By doing this art style, I found out some more things that I could improve in my art. For example, the hair I usually do on my art. While doing the hair for this drawing, I made the hair a bit more lively and have more strands, a bit more flowing. So I kind of want to use that in my style. I like overall how the drawing turned out. One thing I wish I could have added was like more wrinkles on the clothes, because she usually adds more definition and detail into the clothes. But I am not the best at wrinkles, so I usually just leave it out. And since Love to Draw Manga usually does digital art and is able to put in more definition and details into the creases on the shirt and stuff, I can't do that since I don't do digital. So I feel like this is as good as it's gonna get right now. And I feel like I did the best I could on the shirt. Here is the finished drawing. I am really pleased with how it turned out. Let's move on to the next art style. The next art style I am doing is LavenderTowne. LavenderTowne has a really unique and cute art style. Her art style can also be a bit creepy, but I feel like it's more overall cute. I really wanted to do her art style because I feel like there are so many things I don't do with my art style that LavenderTowne does, and I wanted to try out those things. Doing the line art for LavenderTowne's art style was pretty tricky. LavenderTowne does digital art, and her line art depends on what brush she uses. So sometimes she can make more thin line art, and sometimes she can make more thick line art. So I decided to try a mix of both when I was doing this drawing. And I think it turned out pretty good. I can't get the line art exact, but I tried my best, and I am pleased with the result and how the line art turned out. When I was working on the hair, I put more lines in the hair than I usually do in my art. I make my hair less detailed, but in this style, LavenderTowne puts more lines and strokes in the hair, so I implemented that into the drawing. Now I am moving on to the coloring. I was really excited to do the coloring because I felt that I could put more detail and try different things with coloring than I usually do in my own art. I had to look back at drawings that LavenderTowne made to try to um, copy how she would do her style, and I found out some helpful techniques I could do for coloring, and I just felt that I was learning different things on how to do the coloring. Overall, I felt that the coloring process was really fun, and I learned more things that I could implement in my own art style that I like from LavenderTowne's art style. I feel that this kind of art challenge where I draw in YouTubers' art styles is helping me learn and try out new things to do in my art. I just realized I never mentioned who I am drawing in this picture. I did this in the last one. So this is my OC, Ellie, and I wanted to choose Ellie because Ellie is, I don't know, just I feel like she was perfect for this drawing. I don't think I added as much as detail as I should have into the overalls, but I can't really go back and fix it now, so that's just how it's gonna work. After I did the overalls, I went ahead and added a few highlights. LavenderTowne does do highlights, but she doesn't go crazy with the highlights, so I just added some simple circle highlights on the hair. Here is the finished drawing. I really had a lot of fun drawing in LavenderTowne's art style and learned a few things. Let's move on to the final art style. The final art style I am doing is DrawingWiffWaffle's art style. DrawingWiffWaffles has a very unique and cartoony like art style that I feel like you would see in a comic. I really liked her art style and wanted to draw it, so that is the style I am going to be attempting to do. I was nervous when I was doing this art style because, I don't normally do a cartoony art style, so this was like new for me. But I do want to step out of my comfort zone and try new things and try to improve in my art, so I felt that doing this art style would be fun, but also a bit like of a challenge for me to do. When I did the sketch for this drawing, I did not like how it turned out, like at all. I'm just not used to like drawing in a cartoony style, and I haven't in a long time. So this was definitely different for me, and just it was a real challenge. I really did want to, push my limits and do it. So I went ahead with the line art anyway, and I like how the line art turned out. And I think this was pretty good. I am kind of mad about how I drew the hands because Hands are one of my worst enemies, and I just don't like how these turned out. I feel like they were way too small. Like, I feel like I made the head too big and the hands were way too small, but I don't know. You can be the judge of that. I'm not really positive. One of the things I love about Drawing with Waffle's style is how it always is like changing and like developing, and she uses so many different mediums, and I just really like that about her art style, and she is super creative. So if you haven't, please go check out Drawing with Waffle's channel. I have all of the artist styles that I've done in this video in the description below. I literally keep forgetting to introduce who I am drawing in all my drawings. I don't know why I keep doing that. Anyway, I am drawing one of my OCs, Janice Parker. When I was coloring this drawing, it actually went pretty smoothly because Drawing with Waffles usually makes her drawings more simplified, but then sometimes she can make them more detailed. So I decided to go for the more simplified version of what she does. And I think it went pretty good, except for when I was doing the jacket, because I am like running out of the dark gray I usually use for the jacket. So I had to go over that several times, and like my gray marker it probably like just dried out on me when I was doing this. And I had to try different methods to try to revive it, but I ended up getting the jacket okay. I think it was a bit lighter than it should have been, but overall, I think the coloring just went really smoothly, and it was also really fun. Here is the finished drawing. I had a lot of fun doing this style and got out of my comfort zone. Here are the other two drawings. This was definitely a challenge, but I had so much fun doing each and every single drawing. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already. Bye!